gonna go out of control.
Oh yeah! Awesome!
Alright, I finished taking off those pieces of wood on either side of the handle. That's what the handle looks like right now. And also the limbs are starting to bend. So I'll just keep on working on the limbs until I can get it floor tillered and make it look symmetrical. Alright, once you got your bow bending on the ground a little bit, like either both limbs are bending reasonably well, you can start to tiller it. Now tillering's an art in of itself, and you can read like tons of books on it and still not be good at it. But basically you want both limbs to bend symmetrically. You don't want any hinge effects on either of the limbs, where one part of the limb is bending more than the other. And just another basic rule is never stress your bow to a poundage more than what the end poundage of your bow will be. That kind of sounds bad, but just don't over stress your bow. And also, each time you take wood off the limbs, you should bend it like 30 times just so that just to like break in the wood.
I'm a primitive man. I don't ask for much. A little food is fine, and a woman's touch. It's a modern world where we all live, and I'm a misfit, baby. I'm primitive. Don't give me no thrill. Don't you give me no fluff. Don't put me on hold. Don't you run me up. Back to my song.
Alright, after some tillering, I got the bow down to about 60 to 70 pounds, and it's bending pretty symmetrically and really well. And so now I'm going to start the sinew backing process. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare the bow's surface, the back of the bow, by roughing it up with a hacksaw blade, like that. And then I'm going to rub alcohol across the whole back of the bow. Naphtha would have been better, but I can't find it right now. And then I'm gonna rinse the back and the belly of the bow with boiling water. Alright, this is what the surface looks like after roughing it up.
I roll up my sleeve. Can't help it, baby. I'm primitive.
Once you finish rinsing your bow with the boiling water, leave it out to dry. Alright, the next thing you want to do is prepare your sinew for putting on the back of your bow. And when you harvest leg tendons from a white-tailed deer and dry them out, they end up looking like this. And they're really hard, so you gotta take a hammer and smash them, and then using your fingers break them apart until you get a pile of threads like that. And it usually takes between 8 to 12 leg length pieces in order to back a whole bow.
I don't ask for much. A little food and fine, and a woman's touch.
Alright, now I'm gonna mix my glue for applying the sinew. And this is hide glue. I got this from threeriversarchery.com, and never done this before, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to start by just mixing 50-50 hide glue and water, and then I'm going to let the hide glue absorb the water for 30 minutes. That's what it looks like. Alright, it's been about an hour now, and I just added a little bit of water just in case some evaporated because I left it that long. But it's real rubbery now, and it's taking the shape of the pot. So I heated up my little stove here, and I'm gonna put my little thermometer in and heat it up to between 140 and 150 degrees until it starts liquefying, and then I'll add more water as needed in order to get to the syrupy consistency that I want. Now that the glue is liquidy, I'm gonna take a brush and put a coat of glue across the back of the bow, which is called sizing the bow, and it helps fill in the pores so that when you put the sinew on the bow, the glue that will be attached to the sinew won't just get absorbed into the bow and not be useful. Once the first coat of glue has dried, it's time to start putting sinew on the back of the bow. And I'm gonna start by doing this by grabbing a bunch of sinew about that big and dip it in the hot glue for 20 to 30 seconds. And then I'm going to start at the center and work my way to the tips by putting a strip down the center of the bow, and then using a brick-like pattern I'm going to stagger other strips so that there isn't one break of sinew across the back of the bow, so that in order for all the sinew to mesh together so it will act like fiberglass. Alright, this is what the first layer of sinew looks like. Okay, I finished putting the third layer of sinew on, and what I did now was attached a 3-pound weight to the center of it so that when it dries, it will hopefully take a little bit of reflex.